Hello and welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house and not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Miller, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. And here today, I'm going to share with you just exactly how I've gotten a 30+% ROI season after season across multiple sports leagues. Good morning, David. It is so nice seeing you here. Good morning, Ken Leo. I think we are gonna get our weekend started off right with some winning wagers, and I am so excited for that. How has March Madness been for you? Vegas has been seriously cleaning up with all of the bettors. They're all taking the overs, and we're just seeing these unders coming in. Oh, that's a good thing. Yes, just in case the golf club comes back out. I don't intend for the golf club making any more appearances today at least, but you know, I will probably be doing some videos, some, little shorts and things this summer as I'm learning how to play golf. Seriously, I am so bad at golf. I never really learned how to play properly, so, learning how to do it the right way, that's important to me. And soon I'll be out there playing with, I don't know, Paige Spirniak, I don't know, maybe. Hey, good morning, Derek. Nice seeing you. And I actually have a hockey play today that I'm looking at. So we have a whole range of things. Of course, we'll be looking at a lot of games in this tournament, but a lot of NBA plays as well. I have a hockey play that I'm looking at, and really just a general good slate of games today. Oh, heck yes! Congrats! Congrats, Tyler. I love that. And by the way, I'm sure I'm sure you're wondering what has happened to my Instagram accounts. Thank you, Tech Science, for bringing that out. Yeah, as a lot of you have asked me, you've been writing me, that I've gotten suspended. I thought it was going to trigger just one Instagram account because, I'm a girl out there in a sports world talking about really March Madness and my Final Four, and I didn't think that they were going to come for me and hammer all of my accounts. Like, every single one of them has gotten suspended, even my business accounts. So it's been a little bit of craziness, and it's totally unfair just how overreaching the censorship is with Meta. And oh God, I mean, we're getting censored on YouTube, we're getting censored on Meta. Those of you who've known me for a few years already know how many times I've lost my TikTok account. I mean, that's not a surprise. But truthfully, is it about gambling why I'm losing my accounts? Maybe. I'm a pretty girl, I know that, doing the same thing that plenty of other guys are doing. And I'm a cannabis person, and you're not allowed to talk about that on social media either. And I'm just telling the truth about what cannabis is, how it interacts with your body, and how you could use it in potentially beneficial ways. But, I've had bank accounts not even related to cannabis taken from me. I'm now getting censored all over the internet. I seriously don't think there's a corner of the internet that I could go in where I can't get censored, except for maybe Rumble, but the interface, like, you can't really even message other users there. I mean, you know, I love that it's about free speech, but I'd love to be able to talk to people and message other users on there too, or something. Just needs to be a little more feature friendly, I guess, for the content creator. But yeah, censorship because of 2 letters. They are the initials of a competitor. Wow. Good morning, Spencer. Dang, so YouTube's blocking your comments right now. You could feel free to throw it on. Oh, IG? That's interesting. This is crazy. You guys are seeing this in real time. How heavily we are getting censored. You guys are pointing it out right here in the comments section. This is actual insanity. I would love, I mean, I do believe there is a place for censorship on the internet, you know, like you don't want, you know, children seeing inappropriate things. And I'm all for that, 100%. But at the same time, like, too much censorship. It's too heavily censored in all of these other areas that are actually legal. Gambling, cannabis, I mean, what's next? All of these things are literally legal to talk about, to consume. And if we can't talk about it and get some real, you know, conversations going, I mean, how are people ever going to learn responsible betting habits? How are people ever going to learn about responsible cannabis consumption and also the harms as well? Because we have to talk about, you know, both sides of the coin. While gambling, you know, obviously there's a lot of people out there suffering from gambling addictions, but we also have to talk about the flip side of the coin, which is how do you turn it into a profitable endeavor where you're not harming yourself, but you're actually able to benefit yourself by supplementing, you know, like your income with all of the money that you're making from sports gambling. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm getting censored, I guess. Right? Yeah, I can't post, I guess you can't even post Instagram IG on YouTube without getting censored. I just think this is such an odd time that we're living in the world right now that, you know, I really hope we take some steps to correct our course, because I don't like the way that things are going, truthfully. You know, like, we have taken all of this social media that has meant to bring people together, to allow people to communicate, and then we've taken legal things like sports gambling and cannabis and just decided, well, you people can't talk about that over here on our platforms. But you can talk about, I don't know. I mean, there's so many other inappropriate things going on social media that, to me, I guess I'm just a little shocked that I'm getting censored for the things that I'm getting censored for and other people aren't. So, yeah. It is interesting. Yeah, it does sound like you have Chuck Science. It does sound like you really are heavily against Bullwinkle and Eric Schmidt. I think I recall a rant on Eric Schmidt once or twice. Anyways, things are upsetting, of course. It's been, you know, I lost all of my Instagram accounts Thursday afternoon, and I haven't heard anything. I've tried appealing all of them. Nothing has happened. They're very slow and unresponsive, as is every social media company. It's just too bad that they could just take everything away that I've built up over the years in 1 second. But that's too bad. Anyways, let's smoke some cannabis because that will get our minds right. And you know what I always say, sit back, relax, and get your minds right to win some wagers. Today, I'm smoking some Sour Diesel. It's a fast-acting, energizing sativa, so great for a little wake and bake in the morning. It has a great cerebral buzz, mental clarity, and long-lasting effects. So you're going to be able to stay locked in all day for all the tournament viewing and still winning your wagers. Still very mentally clear, and yeah, let's go. It is a mix between Chem Dog and Super Skunk, so let's try it out. Woo, that is nice. Very terpene rich. And I can feel it. It's nice, flavorful, energizing, and I think this is good. Very good. All right, so I am going to open up today. Actually, this game starts in like 15 minutes from now, but I am going to open up with the abused tournament because I'm feeling a little abused. I'll just say this tournament is like the cannabis of the sports world that no one wants to acknowledge. It is the NIT game. It's at 11:30 and it's between Dayton and Chattanooga. So right now I am looking at the total here. This is pretty interesting. It opened up at 149.5, started pushing over towards 152.5 on level 1 money. So that's when I grabbed the over. At that point, it was already a 3-point move towards the over, and it looked like it was still going in the right direction with some solid money behind it. But then it moved out even further to 154.5 with level 2 money on it. So this is just becoming a stronger and stronger play as this line has developed, and I really like the over here. I know people have been getting killed on the overs, but this one spot, the line makes sense, the money makes sense, and I like the way that this is going. So I'm going to take the over here in this play, and I think this line, this is one of those lines where you can say this is continuously developed in the right direction. And as you see, open up at 149, went to 152.5. The money started coming in. It moved out even further to 154.5. So still, going, it's growing and growing to 154.5. And the money kept piling on over. So definitely a strong play to start off with, and this game starts in 15 minutes from now. Oh yes. I'm so glad you love the play. I think this is going to be a great early win to kick off today, and truthfully, I like it. Everything here is said that this is going in the right direction. I don't see any reverse line movement happening now. Hey, what's up, Leo? What's good? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm trying to think, where do I know you from? You kind of do you have a new username? Yeah, feel free to comment that. Thanks for stopping in the chat though. I appreciate it. And now let's talk about hockey. Gorlock! I knew it! Oh my god. This is so crazy. I kind of had a feeling that... it was so crazy. Yesterday I had a feeling like I was going to talk to you soon. I know that sounds like weird, but... it's just a vibe. And then you end up writing in the chat today. This is... Oh my gosh. Is this the first time you're in my stream? This is exciting. Oh, look at this, Gorlock. Everyone missed you here. We all missed you in the stream. Aww. I am so glad you showed up here. And yeah, okay, let's dive into some hockey plays. Let's keep on winning. All right. The one game I'm looking at today is Avalanche versus Canadiens. And of course, we have some true hockey experts in here. Tyler crushing it in hockey. Derek crushing it in hockey. So, like, feel free to throw in your plays in the chat that you like today. This is just one play that I'm looking at, and I'm only looking at the total in this game. And it starts at 7 o'clock, so of course anything can happen up until that time. But right now, it opened up at over 6 minus 110. Then it went to over 6.5 plus 104, and level 2 money kept coming in on the over. I really like the over here. I think this is strong, going in the right direction. You could get a nice little plus money play. Plus, you see a lot of money coming in. So, you know, it's sitting at plus 102 right now, or plus 104 right now on level 2 money. So looking pretty solid there. Looking pretty solid. All right. Well, let's roll into the 2-minute drill. And of course, feel free to throw in any plays you guys would like me to analyze, break down live on air. Yeah, truly. I mean, truly, it was Derek and Tyler that were, you know, like throwing in all of that information, and then, you know, seeing that play. I was still a little wobbly at that point, but then I saw that play and there was so much money coming in. So that was a good one. That was a really good find. Okay, so for this 2-minute drill, I want to do something a little bit different, and I want to talk about restraint. Seriously, I know that a lot of you guys might hate the fact that I didn't even play one NCAA game last night. But truthfully, for me, this is not about making a ton of bets. It's not. It's about restraint, and it's about making bets that win. That's it. It's about making bets that win. And if you think about it, the Super Bowl and March Madness are the 2 times of years that all of the bettors, every average Joe in the world, is hammering the sports books. This is the 2 times a year. That's it. Just twice a year. They have Super Bowl and March Madness. Like, that is it. Those are the 2 years. I mean, I'm calling my friends that, you know, some friends that I've talked to that I've known since middle school, and, you know, she's telling me about how her boyfriend is taking off of work to watch March Madness, and a lot of people are doing this. They're taking off of work. We had that funny statistic about vasectomies, surgeries in the morning report, which I'm sure you guys all saw. Hey, Araminta, hello, welcome in. Thanks for coming in from Twitch. Right now we're talking about March Madness and responsible betting. That's really what we're talking about right now. Ara. Okay, cool. Is it Ara or Ara? Everyone calls me, people don't know how to pronounce my name. They call me Ariel, Ariel. I say just call me Ari, like Ariel, but it's okay. I don't mind when people get confused. Oh, Ara. Okay, perfect. Just like mine then. Yes, that is true. The books had their sharp knives out yesterday, and they were just slicing and dicing through the Joes. I can't even imagine how much money everyone lost on just parlays and props yesterday. And we have to remember the one thing that is killing everyone right now. I've actually been on Twitch for a while, Ara. This is just really, I haven't really gained much traction there. But I stream to Twitch and Rumble, YouTube, and Kick. But the one thing that has really been killing people this March Madness is everyone is taking the overs. And Vegas is destroying the bettors that are taking the overs right now. It is killing people. And just looking at some of the numbers here, right now, unders Yeah. If you took unders, just unders only, you would have won 65.6% of the time. And that's because Vegas knows that all of the Joes have to take the overs. They want to see more action. They think there's going to be more more points. They think there's going to be more action than there really is. And right now, if you just took unders in every single game, now this is a very, very, very rough estimate, but like you would probably be sitting around a 30% ROI if you just took unders for this whole March, all the March Madness games that I've played so far. So yeah, it's good to see you here too. I'm glad you joined. I don't stream daily, but I do streams every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern and Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. So twice a week. And then I also have my free daily emails, which go out every single day. You could get them just by going to arielcalista.com, clicking on the Stay in Touch button. And there I have all of the line movements in the games that are interesting. I break down the sports news, my picks of the day, and also pictures of me every single day. So it's a lot of fun, and I hope you join. Yeah, top 4 seeds. That's true. Went 16-0. Yeah, people are running around saying that they're great sports gamblers, of course, just by picking the favorites. And the truth is when you start looking at like how these teams are performing against the spread, it's it's not really that great. So if you're if you're betting on the spreads, be careful because these spreads are tight. Honestly, it might be better to take an underdog on the spread, just considering how the data is working right now. People are not taking underdogs on the spreads, but they are getting hurt, when they're taking favorites on spreads. My Instagram, that's funny. I was just talking about that. I just got suspended. All of my accounts have been suspended on Instagram. This happened Thursday afternoon, and it's just really unfortunate, because I'm a girl. I like to talk about gambling, and I like to bring people the truth about responsible betting and gambling and sports wagers. And I also like to talk about things like cannabis, which is legal. So I think they banned me because I'm putting out my March Madness predictions, and even though I know plenty of other guys out there are doing the same things that I'm doing, I just have been extraordinarily censored on social media platforms, and it's truly unfortunate. And that's why I am looking into like new different social media platforms that are out there. It's it really is too bad, but hopefully everything resumes back to normal soon. It's just, I don't know, it's like trying to get customer support on any single social media platform is damn near impossible. Seriously. Yeah, they didn't get too hurt on the spreads. It was okay on the spreads, but it was really the totals. Everyone's playing the overs. Every single average Joe out there is playing over, and Vegas is destroying. They're destroying on the overs. I mean, they're making a little bit of money on the spreads, but Vegas is just cleaning up on the overs because they know that all of these people out there who are casually betting for the first time are taking the overs. And the real story is probably never going to come out, like how much they really like nailed people for with the props and the parlays. But that's right. My Substack, Ariel Calista, is fantastic, and I put out so much more information on my Substack than I even do in my emails. So definitely follow me there on Substack as well. It's just Ariel Calista, same as in arielcalista.com. But yeah, seriously, I mean, you guys know that I'm not playing these bets with Saturday night pizza money. I'm putting serious money down on all of the wagers that I make, and I take betting very seriously. You know, I am a professional handicapper. I don't get these 30% ROIs by just closing my eyes and shooting at a dartboard. You know, I mean, yes, I could play, you know, just a fun bet here or there, but first of all, it would destroy my focus. It seriously would. It would destroy my focus, because then I'm, you know, not focused on making really good, tight wagers. And then I'm also leaning into bias. And that's where, you know, it's undermining my no bias approach right now, which is simply based in statistics and mathematics. That is it. I don't have team bias towards anything. And I know that you guys sitting here watching this live stream can attest to that. I've never been a fan of anything. Seriously, I'm not a fan. I'm a gambler. And we're going to win here. And we're going to use math and analytics to do so. And game theory. But right now, the sports books are sharpening their swords. All right? They're sharpening their swords because between March Madness and the Super Bowl, we're in March Madness, and this is the big one. This is when people are taking off of work. This is when every single person in the world is downloading these betting apps and betting for the first time ever, or just throwing money on it because now they're actually paying attention, or whatever the reason is. They are going to devastate players, and I would like to sit back and just, you know, I'm not going to sit back and, you know, go through the meat grinder that is the Vegas sports books right now. When there is a play, I'll make it, but restraint is so important, and restraint is the reason I'm able to have a 30% plus ROI season after season, tested, proven, time-stamped across multiple sports leagues. We've seen this over many years. And it's because of restraint. I'm not going out there, I'm not making 30 bets a day. I'm not making 10 bets a day. I'm making a few bets that I carefully select, and it works out really well. It does, because I play with the house. And this is not my first stream on Twitch. I've been streaming on Twitch for a while. It just hasn't really seemed to catch on too much for me at this moment. I think Twitch has such a big streamer base that I'm kind of like lost in the sauce there, but I would love to get some more people on Twitch. If you don't follow me on Twitch already, it's arielcalista. And yeah, follow me across all my platforms. I'm always having fun. What did you say? I don't need to confirm, Jay. Just tell us if you deserve. Yeah, right. I have heard some. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, but I have connected with some very powerful figures in the sports wagering world recently, and it is absolutely, truly remarkable connecting with these women, you know, people who have run major sports books and, you know, spoken in front of Congress and are, you know, really really like the leaders and panelists at some of the biggest events for sports gambling in Las Vegas. And there is a big event at Circa in Las Vegas in August. I know a lot of sports gamblers are going to, so let me know if you are going in the comments, because it is very likely you know, that you'll see me there. So anyways, but no, I'm actually really excited about this, because I want to teach people about how to gamble in a responsible way, and restraint is key here. Not playing all of the bets, but instead playing the smart bets, the bets that you will win more than you will lose. And that's it. That is key to being a professional gambler. It's about having a positive ROI over time. And once you get past the 10%, the positive 10% ROI, that's when you get into the realm of professional gamblers, the 10%, and I've consistently been able to show that I've had an over 30% ROI consistently, and truthfully, that's just by applying math and probability and analytics and playing with the house and identifying spots where the house is taking a stand on a particular game and play with them instead of against them. The biggest win I've ever had on gambling, you know, I'm not a parlay player. I feel like that would be a question to ask a parlay player, but I don't play parlays. Everything I do is unit based. So, you know, I mean, typically I just put one unit on a game and it's a straight bet. That's it. I don't go for the way I see parlays is like playing the lottery. You know, you might be able to hit it every once in a while, but when I've tracked, you know, certain specific like people who love playing parlays, they've always come out negatives, like in a negative 30% ROIs or 10% ROIs. And from what I've seen, it's not profitable over time. Plus, you have the huge built-in house edge when you're playing a parlay. So, I mean, it's when you start looking at it mathematically, parlays don't make sense. So I do everything with just singles, straight bets, and units. That's it. It's very consistent. It's grinding. You have to keep going over time consistently and applying your strategy in a very methodical way, but it works. It really does. Yeah, I have tried crypto trading. You know, it's actually funny, even with the 2-year downturn, I'm actually ahead with a 44% plus ROI in the crypto field. So I've done exceptionally well with crypto, more than I would say any other person I've actually met, but I'm not out there bragging about it either. Like I'm not gonna go, you know, party on someone's yacht because I'm a crypto girl and I have to like show off and be flashy and whatever, you know. I like to move quietly, do the things that I do, and part of why I'm successful is because I put the work in. That's simply it. I put the work in, you know, reading about good investments, reading the white papers, understanding the founders behind the crypto coins, and seeing where it all traces back to. And that's why I've been, you know, and also understanding, like actually having a real good foundational knowledge of it. So yeah, that's why I'm doing what I do, but I'm also not going to be out there saying I'm like the top crypto person in the world and whatever. I don't need all of that. I don't need that kind of like attention and limelight, you know, seriously. I'd rather just go about my business quietly. Yeah, exactly. Doing it with strategy. That's exactly it. And speaking of strategy, you know, what's interesting in this whole sports gambling world now is so many new betting markets are starting to open, such as Robinhood, and all of these peer-to-peer markets are starting to develop. So I think this is what's going to be the future of sports gambling. It is so fascinating to me. So in these peer-to-peer markets, for example, you could say, well, I think this play is valued at this. And then someone else could see that, say, oh, I'll take you up on that wager. And there's no middleman in the middle there, you know, like the sports book taking a huge cut. It's really fascinating. I'm going to start diving into some of these peer-to-peer markets way more heavily during this baseball season and show you guys exactly what I'm doing day in and day out. I don't think I even have social media to post it anywhere anymore, but you can follow it on Substack. I can post pictures and stuff in there, videos, all of that. And truthfully, I'm excited to dive into all of that. I think this is where the future of sports betting is going. And right now it's very centralized with sports books being, you know, the central operating authority. So yeah, that's how I feel right now. All right. So let's dive into a couple more plays. I really want to talk about Michigan versus Texas A&M. This is a 5:15 p.m. Eastern game. Yeah, I think you're right with and Robin Hood is so big right now. Robin Hood is so big right now that I think this is going to be very, it's just going to be very explosive. And someone asked me the other day, like, where do you see the sports betting industry going? And I said, like, I only see it growing from here. You know, this is a new emerging industry, and the way it's already moving, like when you start tracking the money, it's really moving in an exponential direction. I don't think I have emotes or anything because I don't really have any followers on Twitch. I think you have to have like a certain number of followers to get to the emotes, but I want to have some like cool emotes for you over there. So feel free to share it with us, share this channel with your friends that are on Twitch as well. You know, I mean, truthfully, I am a really small creator. You know, I know that, and you know, I'm just trying to grow everywhere. So, yeah. All right. So back to this Michigan Texas A&M game. I'm looking at the spread on Texas A&M. Oh, heck yes. Absolutely, Ara. I would love that. Yes. Yes, that's exciting. So, Texas A&M went from -1.5 to -2.5. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way as you, Chuck Science. I think this might be tight to the number. You know, it looks like it's sitting on mixed money right now, but I don't know. I think it might be hitting equilibrium because it's sitting at -3.5 right now, and the money is very mixed. It doesn't seem like the sportsbooks are going to continue to move this. I took this at -2.5 earlier, but I don't know if I would ladder this one out in particular. I do have a Discord. I don't know my information. I think it's just arielcalista, like it is here on Twitch and everywhere else. I'm pretty sure that's my Discord username, but I could be wrong. I know they do like weird usernames with like a bunch of numbers and things. So I would say this Texas A&M spread right now is a little borderline. Yeah, kind of borderline. Yeah, I think my username on Discord is just arielcalista, like how it is in my right here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my Discord username. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this play is still a little borderline for me, sitting at -3.5 right now. I liked it earlier at -2.5. This is an action play, I would say, for you guys. If you like an action play, this is an action play on Texas A&M. You know, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I am looking at another game. Just lost that one real quick, so let me find it. You know, one of the other games I'm looking at is St. John's. There's just, you know, because like I said, these numbers are so tight with a sports book. I think I'm leaning a little bit towards the over in the St. John's game, but this is just a strong lean for me right now, not exactly a play. Oh, sweet, I'll accept you on Discord. Sweet, I can't wait to see what emotes you make for me. This is exciting. All right, yeah, I think this is gonna develop later on probably, so just keep your eye on the over in St. John's. I will definitely check and make sure I got your request, and if not, like, I'm gonna add you as soon as this stream is over. Yeah, because I don't use Discord that much, but I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm gonna have to be on other platforms now that I'm getting kicked off of everywhere. Okay, so for this next segment, I want to do another little cannabis segment. It is middle of March, nearing the end of March right now, and it is time to start planting my cannabis seeds. So I wanted to order some new strains, some new seeds to start growing, and I was hoping you guys could help me out here. So I was thinking I'll take a little hit and then we'll go over some different seeds that I'm looking at, and you guys could really decide, like, what am I going to grow in my garden this year? I didn't produce nearly as much seeds as I wanted to. Last year I forgot to separate one of my plants and spray it with colloidal silver. That makes your plant, like if it's already feminized, produce some seeds. So just in case you guys are cannabis farmers out there and wondering. Now there are a few that are looking really good. I mean, of course I'm still gonna grow like runs again this year, but there are some, so just feel free to throw it out there if anybody's names sound good. Ice Cream Haze, that sounds really good. White Widow, Power Plant, that one looks very leafy. And Passion One. These are all prize winning strains, so I like them. Then there's Mazar, which is interesting. Ooh, White Widow. I like that. Okay, I'll order some White Widow too. Ooh, there's one called Euphoria. Not quite like the TV show, but with like a F for Euphoria. Durban Poison. I grew blueberry last year, but after growing runts, I felt like blueberry just wasn't as sweet as runts. There's Holland's Hope, Orange Bud 2.0, Tropical Tangy. Oh, sweet. Thank you so much for following me on Twitter. Did you follow AriBet702? It's fantastic. I love that. I am going to be a lot more active on Twitter now. They haven't banned me at all, so I love it. Ooh, this one sounds good. This is also a prize winner. It's called Passion Fruit. Then there's Blue Sushi. Like sushi? I don't know. The ultimate Think Fast. Or, oh wait, okay. I feel like I just found two perfect strains for this stream. So tell me which ones you guys like. There's Think Fast, and then there's THC Victory. Blue Sushi. Oh, thanks for DMing me. I love that. What do you think? Think Fast or THC Victor? I feel like we gotta get one of those strains at least for for all the winning that we do here. I feel like THC Victory is pretty good, but I would also be down for the Think Fast because we're always thinking fast on this show and finding all of these great plays. Yeah, you know what? Think Fast is actually like a good outdoor strain too, and I love growing outdoors with like a lot of yeah, my Instagram account got banned. That's true. Well, not banned fully yet, but I got suspended and I'm waiting to get my appeals heard. Yeah, I was of course, you know, being a woman out in the gambling field trying to talk about March Madness. One count got suspended and all of my counts, like at the same time, just because they were all linked together, got suspended. And it has been a giant pain in the ass, and I'm so tired of getting suspended off of every single platform, getting censored every single place I go, because I like to talk about gambling and I like to talk about cannabis, both things which are actually legal for people of age, and I mean, you know, on the internet. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get my accounts back, but hopefully soon. But I just don't like being in this like very punitive social media system. I mean, that's really what it is. Like, you know, I am at this moment, you know, looking at investing in another potential social media that's up and coming. So, you know, there's a lot of competition out there, and I think there needs to be more competition because Instagram and TikTok and, you know, like Meta, they just can't keep doing what they're doing to people. Like, it's just not right. This sounds good. Sugar Bomb Punch. I already have strawberry cough, like so many strawberry cough seeds. Snowbud, Skywalker Haze, Orange Hill Spectacle. I like that one. Premier Gold. I think you guys. Well, so you're backing. You're backing the Slim to None side, it sounds like. Because I kind of am too. I don't really have any connections at Meta, so yeah, I think I've tried Skywalker before. I don't really remember it though. I mean, sometimes you try so many streams you just kind of start forgetting them. But yeah, if you haven't already followed me on Substack, my Substack is arielcalista.com. Please make sure to follow me there, Bryce. Because I'm gonna be posting so much more there, like so many more like in-depth sports betting tips and information versus just like the free daily email which everyone gets. But the pictures are there on Substack, and same thing with the email. So it's just an extra platform, but I found on Substack in particular, I really like it because there are so many individuals out there that are truly experts in their field. And where is the link of that? I don't have that in my Twitch yet. I haven't updated my link, but you could go to substack.com/arielcalista, and that's my Substack. Very easy to get to. And you don't have to become a paid subscriber, like, but I also would love if you did, but you could get all the information for free as well there. You know, just trying to grow this community, that's all, so we could all win together. And you know, this is what I'm teaching about here. I'm teaching, you know, how to grow your bankroll and make smart financial decisions. No, it's let me write it in Rumble. Okay, there it is. Perfect. That's how you get there. Yeah, there's so many experts in their field in Substack that are doing crazy analytics on all of these numbers and data provided by the sports books, and I just find everything that they're writing about fascinating. It's the one place on the internet where you can go, where you can find endless things to read and consume and learn from, and actually learn valuable information from, versus just going to the news and getting bombarded by ads and bullshit and a bunch of like sports writers who like think they know trends and who's going to win, or my AI model predicted all these top seeds are going to win. I mean, you know, it's it's getting a little crazy out there. Seriously. What are you talking about, Burton? I didn't block you on anything. All my Instagram accounts were suspended. So, I've been dealing with that. And you know that you can support me for free all the time. That's what I've been saying here. My Substack, although you can subscribe to it and become a paid subscriber, which I love, that's great. It's all for free as well. So, you know, I offer so much content for free, whether you're getting my free daily emails, my free Substacks, which have even more information beyond that, and all my Instagrams got disabled, so there's that. Only a few places to find me on the internet anymore. So now let's cover a couple of games in the NBA because I want to cover these real quick. I know some games are already playing, and in the NBA, I want to talk about Golden State versus Atlanta. So let's talk about the total here. It went from 229.5 to 233.5 on level 3 pro money. So this was a big move towards the over. That's a very big move towards the over on a lot of significant money. So I like the over here. I think, I think this is probably going to push out even further. It might go on a little bit of a run, so I wouldn't ladder too far out, but if anything, I like the over. We're sitting at right now 233.5, very safe, and I think this is probably going to move out even further. So if you wanted to ladder something out today, this is where I'd probably bring like a little mini step stool. Thanks, Gorlock. Now, let's talk about the Bucks versus Kings. This game is happening at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And let's talk about the Kings spread. This went from +1.5 to -2 on mixed money. And I really like this. I think this could potentially like keep moving out. And I like how the Kings flipped early from being underdogs to being favorites. Now this game does start at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern tonight. Like, seriously, it does start pretty late. But at the same time, just keep your eye on it. Just keep your eye on it. If it stays at -2, I like it. I hope it moves to -2.5, -3. But I like it right now. I like that big move, flipping early. And then let's talk about the total. This opened up at 229.5. It went to 225.5, despite level 4 money on the over. So I took the under here at 225.5 because I think there's going to be a lot of Joes in here. Has this line changed at all since I've looked at it? That's what I wonder. Because it was a little weird, seeing how this moved and how it moved against a lot of the money. Weird, right? Interesting. Okay, so right now it's still sitting at 223.5. Oh, okay, this is weird. Oh yeah, so it went to 223.5, even though it opened up at 229.5. I took the under at 225.5, and it looks like it's just, this line is just creeping lower and lower and lower despite all of the money on the over. To me, this looks like a lot of Joe money on the over right now. So in this Kings game, I am taking the under here. This is probably one of the strongest moves I've seen against the Joes today. Especially considering, like looking at the money, it's looking at the money, it's still pretty strong on the over, but it's looking like Joe money. It's looking like a lot of people are, placing small bets because it's not like real sharp money, and Vegas is just, they're inviting people. I mean, that's exactly, if you want to know the psychology of like what Vegas is doing to play into the better psychology, you have to consider this. There's a lot of Joe money coming in on the over, right? We've talked about this. A lot of money continuously coming in on the over. Vegas moves the line lower. They invite more players to come in and bet on the over. They move it lower even further. They invite more players saying, oh my God, it has to go over now. That's so low. That's so low. That's what all of these Joes are out there saying right now at this moment. Saying this line is so low, we have to hammer the over. So then they move it a little bit lower so that even more people are doing that. What does Vegas know that we don't? Don't think like a Joe. Think like a pro. I'm taking the under here. Of course, it's a late game, 10 o'clock. Anything could happen. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. Right now, the under is looking very strong. Yeah. So those are all of my plays for today. Just remember, everyone, ooh, any thoughts on the McNeese Purdue under? All right, let me take a look at some of the latest lines and I'll let you know. Things have been developing pretty quickly around here. All right, I think this is pretty solid. Okay, it opened up at 143.5, and I see that some of the stronger, like, you know, the books that will move a little bit faster in Vegas have already moved it to 140.5. So that's a 3-point move towards the under. And I see a lot of money coming in on over. It's level, I'd say like level 3, level 4-ish money right now. I'd probably say level 4-ish. Level 4-ish money coming in on the over. We already know these unders have been hitting. Like, if you were taking the unders right now in March Madness, like, you're crushing it. So I would take the under here, but yeah, public is always taking the over. The sharps are moving under, and from what I see, it looks like Vegas is moving under as well. I would like to see a little bit more sharp money on the under, but let me just check some of these other sports books and see what's going on. Okay, actually, I like what I see here. I like what I see. I see, like, at Circa, there's some sharp money coming in on the under. At Superbook 2, there's some sharp money coming in on the under. Okay, so I kind of like this. I gotta admit, I kind of like this, Derek. Yeah, this starts in just a few minutes, so this is exciting. Yeah, I think that's a good little find. Everything's gonna be really tight. I probably wouldn't like ladder it, but I like the direction everything is moving with that game, so I dig it. All right, let's go over all the plays that I really like today and wrap up this show, because that's it. Just remember, the one message I'd love to leave all of you with during March Madness, as the betting is getting crazy, the props, the parlays, I'm sure every sportsbook in the world is throwing you every bonus that they could possibly find. I'm sure these bonus boosted parlays are looking super, super nice right now with a lot of big plus money. Oh, heck yes, our first play of the day, it looks like, is already underway and will be a winner. I love it, I love it. I wasn't going to cover this one because it already started at 11:30 and it's 12 o'clock, but I did like the over in this game and it looks like we're going to cover. I love it. Ken Leo bringing me real-time updates. So, yeah, I love it. Make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, because if you want to keep getting the real winners in real time like we just are doing right now here, you see this happening live on air, follow along, subscribe, give this video a thumb up. It really does help me in the algorithm. I'm such a small creator. I'm getting banned and suspended and taken off of platforms everywhere. So all the engagement really does help, and it really means a lot to me. It really does. Oh, sweet. I can't wait to see the emotes. I'm so excited to have emotes and all of that. I know I have some emotes on Rumble, and I would love to be big enough on Twitch to have emotes and, you know, be able to unlock all of these different benefits that creators can get once they hit enough followers. And I'm small and I'm growing, and we're building a community here where we all help each other and lift each other up and win together, and that's what this is all about, really. It's about you guys, and I love hearing from all of you when you're winning and, you're finding better ways to become a more profitable gambler. That's what it's about. You work hard for your money. I don't want you just, spending it on ridiculous plays that, some random person throws out there because they feel like this is due for a win or whatever. I mean, you hear that from every dude in every sports bar across the entire country. We're justifying math here. And seriously, this is about playing the house, identifying spots where the house is taking a stand and playing with the house. I hope so. I really hope so, Ara. Yeah, I've been on Twitch for a while, so hopefully, hopefully things start growing. I would love that, but I know part of my, part of what I talk about is a little problematic. People don't like hearing about sports gambling and cannabis, but, I always try to talk about responsible ways that you could use both of those things to benefit your life and become a better, better person for yourself, better member of your community, and it's not just about getting high and, just placing a little wager over here. Like, that's not what we're about. We're about uplifting each other, making these endeavors profitable for us, increasing our health with cannabis. And I use far infrared daily, like all of these things I truly, truly believe in. And I wouldn't be talking about all of them if I didn't actually believe in them and have a part of it as my everyday life. Oh man, I wish I would love to do that. I think my problem with Twitch is because I only do this show twice a week, and I don't spend hours just like on Twitch playing video games like a lot of other people. But truthfully, I don't have time to play video games. I'm running businesses. Hey Victor, you came right in time. You missed the early game, which already started. We're about to watch this over hit in this Dayton Chattanooga game, but you still have plenty of other games to play. First of all, I'm liking this over in the Avalanche Canadiens game. I'm liking it a lot. It is looking really solid at over 6.5. You could get some plus money there. Yeah, I just want to say, I know this game is about to start in a few minutes, but Derek brought in the McNeese Purdue under, and I really like that analysis. I like the direction the under is trending, and I know this game is starting right now, so this is like a nice little find right here live on the show. You guys got to watch me analyze a game in real time. Then I'm also really liking Texas A&M. It's sitting at -3.5. I don't think I would ladder it here. It's looking like it's hitting equilibrium, though I took it at -2.5. So I would say if you're an action player and you want to take the Texas A&M spread, that's up to you to determine. But it's a little borderline right now because I think it's kind of at equilibrium. I know, where is he? Right? It's okay. I know you guys are busy living your lives. You got a lot going on. I don't expect all of you to be here every time. But I love when all of you come and join me for the stream every single time because it's seriously important to me. Now, let's talk about some NBA plays that I liked in the Golden State Warriors versus Atlanta game. I like the over there. Looks like lots of pro money is coming in on the over, so definitely looking sharp. And finally, I have two potential plays, one stronger than the other, but I kind of like them both right now. Right now, the under in the Milwaukee Bucks versus Kings game is looking very interesting. And it's looking interesting because it is going against a ton of Joe money. But I am seeing some pros taking the under here, so I feel a little bit more confident about that. But there are lots of Joe money in the mix here. So many Joes taking the over. They're throwing their money on the over in this Bucks game, just throwing their money, and Vegas keeps moving this line lower and lower and lower and finding more and more Joe bettors to take the over, of course. That's the psychology of Vegas reading the psychology of the gambler. But also, I'm looking at this king spread. This is interesting. It opened up as, I mean, they were underdogs at +1.5. Then it flipped early to -2. And this might go out even further. I don't know. I might like this even better than the under in the end. There's still plenty of time until this game. So watch these lines in the Bucks Kings game. You know, anything can happen. Watch the lines, make sure there isn't any reverse line movement, but right now I am liking the under and I am liking the king spread. So those are all of my plays for today. It is March Madness. Just remember, do thorough analysis. It's okay, you know, it's okay to enjoy the game and have fun watching it and be a fan without putting your hard-earned money on it, because right now Vegas is planning on just cashing in. This is besides the Super Bowl, this is their biggest event of the year, to have the lines tighter and sharper than ever so that they can maximize their profits against all of these casual bettors. And a lot of the sharps, you know, they are not playing all of these games in March Madness. I'm being so serious right now. Sharps are not playing all of the March Madness games. They're not sitting there and, you know, playing 10, 20 different bets a day. They're limiting themselves. They're being cognizant of their bankroll. They're doing the proper analysis on these games, and they're realizing these lines are freaking tight right now at the sports books. You know, finding an edge is going to be harder right now than ever because the sports books are paying attention and they want to maximize their profits. So, you know, a true professional, you know, can recognize that March Madness is fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of. But at the end of the day, it's just, you know, the money is green, you know, whether you're betting on March Madness or on hockey, or if you're waiting to bet, you know, like on the WNBA or, you know, something like that. You know, you don't have to try to make all of your money, you know, right now as a professional gambler on March Madness, because these lines are the tightest they're going to be all year. Vegas is on it right now, and they've sharpened their swords and they're slashing through bettors by like the thousands. So just be aware of that. Remember, you know, you could enjoy the game, you could be a fan, you could have fun, have a party, have a kickback with your friends. I don't know, whatever it is that really makes you happy, and enjoy the game. But seriously, you don't have to throw your hard-earned money on it. You could be a fan. It's okay. It really is okay. Yeah, the floor is flooded with a lot of players right now, I'm sure. And meanwhile, it's okay to just sit back and, you know, only select maybe one play that you really like, or maybe none at all that you really like, and that is perfectly fine. That is part of being a responsible gambler, is knowing when to dial it back and, you know, employ self-restraint. That's key. Yeah, gambling is fun, but it's so important. And I always say it on the show. It's so important to do it in a responsible manner. It really is. All right. Well, good luck everyone today. I love that the first game that we played is already winning. Like, let's go. We always get so lucky, like, live on these shows, don't we? But no, actually, that just speaks to our record and our strategy and how this is all working. And I really appreciate everyone for following me across all of these platforms, following me on Substack, joining my free daily emails, which go every day, even Christmas, just by clicking the stay in touch button at arielcalista.com, sharing this stream with your friends, giving it a thumbs up. It really helps a small creator like me. And I appreciate you all so much. I appreciate everyone who came to my stream. Thank you, Ara, for coming in Twitch. I love seeing the engagement over there. Derek, Gorlock, Ken Leo, Chuck Science, Derek, everyone. This has been so wonderful. David, Spencer, Victor, I can't name all of you. I wish I wrote it down, but I really, truly appreciate all of you following along and supporting. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, winning, profitable March Madness, and I will see all of you Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern for some more plays. Thank you so much.